So this isn't a lot of vegetation, but we do have vegetation that is against or near the home. So we call that out. Easy for pests to climb right up on this and come right to the property. It also brings excess moisture to the area. And right now we got moisture damage in this area of the eaves. So, you know, that goes right along with the comment of saying, hey, you want to keep vegetation away from the house. And we do build most of our reports on site. So that photo and defect goes right into the report. And we'll just continue to work our way around. Looking at the windows, window sills, making sure all the caulking is there, no cracking, no frame damage to the windows. And as we go around the house, we inspect everything. So that way we don't have to turn around. HVAC system, we're gonna take area photos of everything. Right, we want to make sure we get the data plate before we even start to inspect it. I like to take a far away photo and then an up close photo. Then I make sure that I can read everything on it. The type of things that we're looking for is what's the max breaker, how old is it, and the brand. And also what type of refrigerant, depending on the year of it. So if you have something that's like 20 plus years in 2024, it might be using R22 refrigerant. So it may cost a lot more to actually repair that unit. So we just call it out as a FYI, because that type of refrigerant isn't used anymore. So now that I got all my information about it, I'll start to perform my inspection. In Florida, we're gonna look for things like straps, right? We're gonna look at the concrete pad, make sure it's level. If the unit was running right now, I'll be looking for warm air coming out the top, making sure my cold line is cold, it's protected by insulation, and our suction line is also in good shape. Then I also like to get a picture of the breaker as well. So when we get to the electrical panel, we'll make sure all our breakers are the correct size, and then I'll also read this label as well. I'll do that type of stuff a little bit later. Try to get out of this heat as quick as possible. All right, exterior spigots, we take a picture of all of them. Before I touch anything, I try to take a picture of it. Then I take a picture showing that it was working. Then we turn it off, see if it's loose, see if it's dripping. It's also missing a vacuum breaker that helps to protect from anything getting inside the plumbing system that's not supposed to be in there and contaminating it. So it's suggested to put an anti-siphon device at the end of your spigots. Keeping it going, I look from top to bottom, step away, I come forward, look a little bit closer, make sure we don't got any openings. A lot of the times when you have penetrations into the wall, especially an older home, they may leave gaps in the siding when they're making adjustments. It's a little clogged. Again, we got a little moisture damage on this eave right here. It's not surprising, a lot of the water sheds in this area, so you're gonna get some splashing over the years. Older homes, sometimes you won't find that they have GFCI as expected, unless they go and upgrade the area and they add it later. So we'll test and see if it has it. If it doesn't, but it's grounded, has the right voltage. So all that is good. But we do got a loose cover, which is minor, but we'll call it out. We're gonna take an area photo, make it easy for them to find it. Soffits, no gaps. Typically I find gaps right there. There's a small trim gap right there, so I'm gonna call that out. They tried to cover it though, you can tell. They got an extra stucco up in there, but we still got a small gap where our favorite little friends can slide right up in there. I don't know, you see that? It's very small, right? But that's why we have that inspection, because we're looking in the nooks and crannies for you. Trim gaps right there as well on that one. Hey, look, I'm all blowing you up. Okay, there's the storm panels that she mentioned. So I'll go ahead and pop that into the report. So if I can, I will move stuff because I want to see what's going on behind it. Like we got an outlet, missing the cover. Again, it's not a major, right? But it's a defect. But I'm gonna look behind stuff if I can. I want to see. So we got a little rain, so I got to see a couple drips right there. So automatic made me stop and say, okay, we got a little gutter drip, gutter leakage right here. So, again, not major, but when you think about water shedding from your house, right, and when it doesn't go where it's supposed to go, you have a low area right here in your grating. Did you see me walk down when I walked down? From this water, this small leak is causing erosion in this area. And eventually it's just going to continue to settle water right here. And maybe it just makes it a little bit challenging with your yard right here, and it doesn't actually bother the house. But either way, the water's not going where it's supposed to, and we want it to go where it's supposed to. So we're going to call out that leak. Everything doesn't have to be major just because it's a home inspection. You're hopeful that you don't have to go and find another house and get another inspection. So one of the things we always going to check when we come to the house, right, is all the exterior spigots. It's something that we got to take a picture of for your 4-point inspections. But when we also know we have some type of metal piping for our plumbing pipes, like copper, right, we want to make sure that we're finding where they actually bonded the water pipes, right? And right here, you can see is right on the outside, you got the clamp and you got the bond for your water system at this one. And we'll also check at the water heater and check in the attic as well if we can see piping in there to see if they bonded. But bonding is important. Alrighty, so we're to the electrical. It's an underground service lateral. Take a picture of the area. So we're almost done with the exterior. Spider. Gotta watch out for those pests. Alrighty. So we can see the ground going in right here. So we can't see the actual rod, but we know the rod is there. At least we can assume that it's there. Let me just say that it's not visible. So we put a lot of information in our reports, right? We're gonna tell you what the grounding rod is. We're gonna give you pictures of the meter. First, you're gonna get pictures of the electrical panel, all that stuff. Our reports typically have about 300 photos in them. That's area photos as well. Those are the defects, recommendations, and informational photos. These are always so easy. You don't need a screw. They have a little pop, so it stops kids and, maybe somebody that doesn't supposed to be in here from opening it up, but contractor like myself, we just come and push that up and it makes it much easier. I don't have to use any other tools. Like pour those glasses down. All right. So this is service panel, so we're not gonna have much going on in here. Inspect the wiring, amperage, wiring type, enclosure itself. Then get the photos you need as you saw me do and close it up. This is the original panel for this home. I think it's 1970. Yeah, it's 1970. All right, close it up. Now let's put those photos up inside the report. Right. So now we're just gonna put some informational stuff in here. Catch the report up. Service amperage was 100 amps. We always let the clients know if a house is serviced on 100 amps, just in case they want to do more and then they need to plan for some adjustments. A few extra minutes that we take to just do this on site, it saves clients so much time. You know, we're able to get our reports out same day, one. And in some cases, depending on how many defects it is, within a few hours or the same hour. So when we see trees around, right, we want to take a look around and see if we have any root damage. You know, might be getting a little bit of damage right here. I'm not sure how deep these goes or what was here prior to, but we're always taking a look. But I already called out some of the cracking in the driveway, so that covers that area. I just wanted to make sure I didn't see anything from this side. All right, so we got a little bit of gutter damage. I really feel like what I do is just so important in making sure that we transfer information efficiently. Like, yeah, there's a standard, this and that. There's just a little play in there. You just let them know. Keep an eye on it, you know. If it needs to be tighten it up. Basic maintenance stuff. But since we have windstorms that we find loose fixtures, we let you know it's loose. Because it might not seem like much right now, but when you got them winds flapping it around. All right, let's grab a ladder. It's time to go to the roof.